city where they gotta play up.
Yeah.
I'm from the city where they gotta play up.
I don't.
Coin flip, it's time to pay up.
Hey.
I'm from the city where they gotta play up.
They still
I'm from the city
gotta
where they gotta
play
play up.
us,
I'm
man.
from the city where they gotta play up. Coin flip, it's time to pay up.
Go. Started out with who they done got me started. Call Katie, tell him make room for the Lamborghini. I trust 27 to lead us through any battle. We had DK out there press. You seen how we did Seattle? Went down 1-3 and then we hop back on that saddle. Everybody want T, but you can't have him cause we got a lethal 9 on the side and he gon' always red dot him. 29 got him on lockdown. This Taylor Britt Island. You know Jamar probably open. That boy 7-11. Who your best cornerback? Cause my receivers gon' shred it. And y'all don't wanna go one-on-one with Lou's playbook. 91 step on that field, them quarterbacks look shook. A couple weeks went by and we done stacked us up some wins. Craig Logan still with us, still the turnover twin. Uzier and man to man, you probably shouldn't throw at him. Orlando Brown came to town, showed us what a bodyguard is. I don't think they want no smoke with us. Forever standing on business, this ain't no joke for us. Money Mackey line it up, that boy forever clutch. Put up whoever you want, it's never slow for us. Ain't nothing changed, 21 still lurking in the cut. 83 reasons why they can't with us. Zach Taylor top dog, it's always win or bust. Hand the ball to Chase Brown, probably won't get touched. Chuck sizzle back deep to receive the punt. Probably gon' run it back, I feel like he the one. Doing my shuffle on him still, I feel like Icky Woods. Whole line protecting Joe like a tiger should. Imagine having Trent Irwin as your fourth string. If VJ Hill hit you, you feel what that force bring. 1, 2, 3, nah, we need 4 rings. This the jungle, you can't come in here and pull strings. Look close, look how DJ read that offense. Send Hubbard and Osai, yeah, we all in. Nick Scott ball hawking overwatching. Dax Hill an interception that look flawless. It's really hard to lose when K. Adams rooting for you. If you need a couple yards, Earth gon' get it for you. We got Tanner Hudson now, Sample still too. Yoshi gon' go get that ball just like a dog do. Already knew they had to play us, but this part two. I'm from the city where they gotta. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. It's time to pay up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. I'm from the city where they gotta. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. It's time to pay up. Who they?
Who dey, yo? What's up? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of still the back-to-back AFC North champion, Cincinnati Bengals. Now, do me a favor, if you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button, smash that thumbs up. You guys are awesome. I'm up to 2,436 subscribers. And as always, I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, why not? Please do so. Please go to the YouTube channel, Sports with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button, hit the bell for notification. Every time I go live, you'll be notified. Also, exclusively in the YouTube chat crew, we're doing super chats. So if you want to know how Joe's surgery went, if you want to know how we're feeling, if you want to know anything of our opinions, that is, about the Bengals, give me a super chat. Or if you want to support the show, give me a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, I'm coming to you live from this glorious place down here. It's the Ice Cave. The Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And you know it, he's still on the team. He's the greatest quarterback in the league. We hit the jackpot when we drafted Joe Burrow. If you like any of the Jackpot Joe gear, the hats, the flags, the shirts, any of that stuff, the beers at Brink Brewery, all your gear is at jackpotjoey9.com. Portion of the proceeds for all this stuff goes to the Joe Burrow Foundation. What is up to everybody in the chat? I think, let's see here, Stranger, you first. Let's see, roll up here. Yeah, Stranger's first. Brad's in there. Pork Chop's in there. Thank you very much. He's going to go finally get me a lampshade. I need that. Kevin's in there. Chris is in there. Mike, Paul, Joey Carr from ZTV. What is up? By the way, what's up there about ZTV? What's going on? Roy Flush, Terry's in there. Robert's in there. Greg. And, the chain guy, Foxy. What's up, brother? And Vanguard, what is up to everybody in the chat? All right, let's get to this thing. It has not gone the way we had hoped. Yesterday was a dark, gloomy, and kind of depressing day, but we're trying to bring some happiness to you, hopefully. Let's start with Cap. What up, Cap? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See, remember, still.
I don't care. I'm wearing a hat. I don't care. Whatever.
Exactly. Till they take it away from us. Still champs. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't care. Whatever. Everybody's lucky Joe Burrow's hurt. I don't care. Whatever.
Hey, they're damn lucky he's hurt. Let's get to Greg. BSG, what up?
Another day, right?
Yes, sir. Another day, another dollar. All right, so where do we start? where do we start in this? I don't know. Yesterday was quite disappointing. I thought Jake Browning would at least play a little better.
He started out great.
But as soon as he threw that interception, I think it just went downhill from there. That was pretty much the turning point, I think. What do you guys think? Go ahead, Cap.
I don't know. Man, today, if anybody's seen me on Twitter, it's been a rough day. It's been a rough day.
That's why I stayed off of it today.
I need to learn that. I need to stay off of Twitter because there's a weird blame superfans thing after a loss.
It's always our fault. Don't you know that? It's always our fault.
I'm like, okay, trust me. I'm sitting here manufacturing a smile. This isn't fun, but just because I choose not to then make it worse by complaining and yelling and screaming and making stuff up, I'm going to try to find a reason to be positive and not do horrible things in life. God.
Yeah. What do you got, Greg? What was your thoughts on the game yesterday?
Obviously, it was disappointing, but I just like it when I go on Twitter at times. And I'm not trying to call out fans or anything, but they think they know more than the coaching staff. They think they know this. It's like they should be the general manager or something, I have my disagreements at the time, but you know what? I trust what they're doing and all that. Believe me. But I just get so sick and tired of saying, this is what they need to do. This is what they need to do. I could do a better job at that. It's just
well, the thing that drives me nuts is all right, everybody's all right. We need to evaluate what's going on here. We didn't Austin Elmore. I love the guy. That's my dude. Yeah. On 50-30 home. I had to turn it off after I said this. We need to evaluate the whole Bengals plan here, from the coaching staff to drafting to all this. Dude, we just went to back-to-back AFC championship games. We lost Joe Burrow. What the hell do you expect to happen? I mean, it drives me nuts. People think, all right, we're just going to plug and play our backup quarterback, and we're going to play awesome. Should we run the ball more? Sure. Should we run the ball better? Yes. I mean, that hasn't changed all year. But if Joe Burrow is out there, we destroy the Pittsburgh Steelers. Excuse me. The Pittsburgh Steelers. We destroy them. I mean, they didn't get past the 50, I think, one time until the third, or end of the third quarter, beginning of fourth.
Zach said in his presser, 3 points late in the third quarter. Things were going fine. It's just you lose that. Now, chat's going crazy. Mm-hmm. We definitely gotta get to that. But
I'm getting to it.
Man, we're just gonna jump into the negative. Okay. The killer for me, you touched on it. Savage, that everybody wants to be a coach and stuff like that. And I've seen it talked about a lot. You know what? I'm gonna try to keep on a point here and just read through some messages real quick. Mike Madden, I don't know that anyone's leaked Joe's surgery, but trust me, he went to the best. He went to the absolute best. So he'll be great. Expect good news and expect him to be ahead of schedule on healing. I'm saying it right now. And no, that's not jinxing anything, but I'm knocking on wood just in case.
All right, so I got one here. If we're going to chat here, there's one I wanted to bring up. And this one, there's nothing against the guy, but I don't understand why it's always the backup quarterback's the best. But then, hooday, y'all, it's time for A.J. McCarron. Look, A.J. McCarron, I'm happy they signed him. Yeah. In that playoff game that we should have won, he made one play. One.
And now A.J. McCarron's a better quarterback now. I'll say that. So this is not this isn't McCarron hate here, but that one play that was made was not a great spot. A.J. Green adjusted and made the play. And A.J. was off sides. It shouldn't have counted. I'll admit when we get now, I was okay with that because their tumbling catch in the corner, that was not a touchdown. So they got a freebie. We got a freebie too. But honestly, you take that away, and I mean, he was lucky that we fell on all the fumbles. Mm-hmm. I mean, it could have been bad. I think Andy wins that game. I think Andy wins that game handily.
I think Andy wins that game.
A.J. McCarron played admirably.
The point is that people said this before. Now look, Jake Browning played terrible. I'm not gonna. I mean, I won't say played terrible. He didn't play good enough. No, I'm not gonna say that AJ or that Jake Browning still should be the starter no matter what. I think you should at least give one more chance to see what he does. Maybe go with AJ. I just don't understand the AJ love because I still remember this when AJ McCarron got drafted. This guy at work is like, well, there's Andy Dalton's replacement. I said, who? He's AJ McCarron. I said, they ran the ball at Alabama. He didn't make plays. I mean, I'm like, and this isn't AJ McCarron. Hey, this is what just drives me nuts about just sports fans in general. It's like, oh, well, that didn't work. We gotta go get somebody else. You always think the next guy is better. If he was better, he would have started.
You know what, Strawberry? I had guys at work when Andy was having that MVP season. Well, you at least need to give McCarron a chance, I feel. And then no. What's even better was when McCarron left. And like I say, this is no hate. I'm glad we got him back. But I said, well, look what McCarron did when he left Cincinnati. And this guy has the nerve to tell me, well, the Bengals ruined McCarron. How did we ruin him? How did we ruin him?
I heard that. Oh, my God. I heard that at work after Joe Burrow got hurt. Oh, well, since that's where they go to ruin quarterbacks. I'm like, oh, my God, shut up. I thought we're past this shit. Now, I do agree with what Kevin said here about Jake Browning. Browning just got to learn how to get rid of the ball. Yeah. That's what I think, Jake. There are a lot of times where he was doing one read. I mean, Greg, you said this for years. He was open a lot of times. He just missed them, and there's times where he just held on to the ball too long. And the guy was a really good college quarterback. And I'm not saying he's going to be awesome. I have no freaking clue. I'm saying he at least give him one more chance. I mean, this is my whole argument with the whole backup quarterback situation I've had for the last 2 years with people. If Joe Burrow goes out, it doesn't effing matter who the quarterback is because the season's over.
I'll add to that. If Joe Burrow goes out the way the team is currently built, it doesn't matter. When you look at teams that have weathered a quality starter going out, hey, honestly, the Eagles come to mind. They had the number one offensive line in football. I believe they also had the number one defensive line in football, which you want to go old school. I love that. Building the trenches. And Big Nick, played lights out. I mean, but what has he done since? Like you caught lightning in a bottle. So it's not like I'm not going to give Philly any props or they had Nick. What's he done since? Is he playing?
Take Patrick Mahomes away from Kansas City. See what they do. Yes. I know everybody be like, well, they did that in the playoff game. Like, yeah, for a series, not for the rest of the damn season.
And honestly, against Cleveland, had they called that one flag, they would have gotten beat. Yeah. The Browns would have won.
Yep. What about this? What you guys thought about the TJ Watt late hit?
I mean, I expect it. It wasn't brutal, but it was bad and it was unnecessary.
Like 3 steps and then he hit him. Then he's like holding his hands out, like, oh, like you had 3 steps to stop. The one that got me before that, and I can't remember who the player was, but it was the helmet shot that the Steelers took, where they literally lowered their head and hit our player in the head, and nothing happened.
Nothing.
And again, I'm not blaming this game on the refs. I had nothing to do with it, but I'm just sick and tired of these dirty ass Steelers getting away with this shit. The holding call that was on Pratt, you threw the flag. Why in the hell did you pick it up? I don't get that.
Royal Flush Terry, he said it. Now it's time to have a really honest convo about the state of the Bengals. No way the Steelers should have beat us. And I'm going to disagree that there needs to be any major conversation because, like you said, Jeff, but when you look at it, we've got a backup QB making his first ever start. Okay. We have issues that we feel that we've admitted on the offensive line. Everyone talks about the lack of pass rush on the defensive line. Now I think we're getting held like crazy because the talent on paper should equate to more pressure, but whatever. All of that, we've got 3 points allowed by the defense going to the third quarter. And honestly, it takes the refs missing a huge, easy. Everyone saw it. They threw the flag. They saw it, and they decided to ignore it. They actively decided to say, no, we're just not going to do that, even though they saw it and they threw the flag. It was in our end zone. 7 points and a 6-point win.
Yeah.
There you go. Like, yeah, you're right. We should have. Now, granted, look at the team's record, and I get it. They're not that good. They were, oh my God, the hoot and hollering by Steelers fans in the opposing stadium after the game. And a couple times I just said real loud, I'm like, you've got Kenny Pickett. Like, enjoy the celebration, I guess, but you've got Kenny Pickett.
I mean, Pickett, I'll give him credit. He made one good throw, that deep one to Pickens over.
Oh, that was pretty. And he's good for that. Like, I do think he's got those flashes where, there were probably 3 or 4. Yeah. Like, man, nice throw. He's just not that guy. He can't get him over. At it. Yeah, exactly.
And it's just
they're stuck.
Like I had
all the teams. I think all the teams in the North are going to be one and done in the playoffs if they go.
We had 2 Steeler ladies sitting behind us. One was fairly nice. She was quiet. The other one was just going the whole game. I'm like, shut up. I'm like, they got a first down. They're like, you got to calm down. Like, you got a first down. It's just like, and then walking out. So he goes, here we go, Steelers. I just yelled, shut the up. And everybody started laughing around me. I'm like, dude, you barely beat us. I mean, you got a call. It wasn't like they destroyed us. And that's the thing that kind of drives me nuts, too. Everybody acts like we got our ass completely kicked. We did. We were winning most of the game.
Yeah. Exactly. People talked about the Browns like, look, the Browns are playing with the backup quarterback, and they beat Pittsburgh. They held them to 10 points. And I think if we held them to 10 points, we would have come away with a victory. Yeah. So the Browns did it on the back of their amazing defense, which they've put all the money in. Mm-hmm. Well, other than that crazy contract that's now going to hamstring them. So that fun starts next year.
Yeah.
Keith, 400 yards on defense. Yeah, but that was the definition of bend, don't break.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, our defense is kind of done this all year. We've kind of been disappointed with the defense all year. I love Anarumo. I'm going to call him Anarumo. I'm not going to call him Armadillo. I mean, but our defense really hasn't been up to what we thought it was going to be all year, to be honest. I mean, and for the love of God,
tackling's been an issue.
And yesterday we're back to not be able to cover a tight end again, which I don't get. It's just there were things. It was frustrating to watch. There are things that Joe Burrow has, I won't say covered up, but we've been able to overcome them with him.
I'm glad you said covered up though, because that'll deal with a lot in the chat. I don't like covered up. I love you. I don't like covered up because
I said I wouldn't say covered up.
I know, but that's kind of like the passive aggressive way of saying it. And I love you for it because we need to talk about it.
Okay.
A lot of fans on social media. Yes, Mike, Murphy getting his first sack and flashed a lot of good things in that game too. He's growing and we need him to grow. This kind of goes along too with Chris's comment. Gone event. I'm a fan of Zach. Today was the first news conference. It legit pissed me off. Said they couldn't get the run game going. We ran it 9 times. Don't tell me that BS. I called it immediately, talking about we didn't have any plays. We didn't have the ball on offense. It was a scary low, 40-41?
Yeah.
You're not going to do it. Like, you better be flawless if you're only giving yourself the opportunity. And that is a result of the offense not sustaining drives and the defense not getting off the field on third down.
That was to me, honestly, right there, Cap, that was the biggest problem. We could not get off the field third down. And our offense didn't do enough. I mean, I'm not sure.
So you're looking at eight runs with Mixon. I think there were 3 runs where Jake took off. So you're at 11. And then how many short throws to Mixon got Mixon involved? Again, hey, I used to be a run first guy. And when we were running the football and fans were like, this is BS, Zach's an idiot. We need to be throwing the ball. It's Joey B or bust.
Yeah, let Joe cook. Wasn't that the thing? Yeah, let Joe cook.
I'll learn. I'll come around. And everybody's like, well, you don't necessarily have to hand off. Like the short game's an extension of the run game. Now no one says the short passes are an extension of the run game. I'm the only idiot out here using the terminology. And I'm like, what happened? What happened to short passes are an extension of the run game, people. Like, no, it still is. So you look at all that, and what are we up to, like 15, 16, whatever, out of 4? We're almost creeping to 50-50, but Zach called it out. When you look at the situation, like, guys, everybody go to Pro Football Reference and look at the play-by-play after the games when you're like, we didn't do this, we didn't do that, and look at why. Did we have 2 false starts in a row or 2 holding calls in a row? Did we get behind the sticks and we couldn't run? Did we have a great call that just wasn't executed? Because there were some wide open receivers. It was nuts. We could have easily scored 2 or 3 touchdowns on the deep ball. That would have just been
how many times was Yoshi open? How many times were you screaming up there?
Oh my
Yoshi
God.
was open once, dude. That first one, we all saw it. I was like, oh my God.
I'm like,
Chase, Goodberry showed an amazing clip of Jamar Chase just flying by. Like, it looked like dude was in slow-mo, gone, and put his arm up for the ball.
Burrow's there, we destroy them. That's what I'm saying.
Back to Burrow covers up a lot. Burrow covers up what any overall first pick of the NFL draft should cover up. You have expectations. I guess I don't understand. There are some fans, none that are watching here. You all are perfect. There are some fans that have this expectation that Joe Burrow should be playing like Kirk Cousins. And I say that because I said it a million times on social media. When Joe Burrow hits the 70s of the Pro Football Focus grade, 70s, their 70s is starter. Like, when 60s is replacement level QB, 70s is starter. I'm just asking for starter. When you look at Kirk Cousins' numbers, he's in the 70s. So we're only saying, Joe Burrow, go out there, be like Kirk Cousins. We'll be undefeated, because that's what we are. We're basically, last 2 years, I believe we're still undefeated when Burrow's in the 70s. Well, that's not a big ask. What is he covering up? If we can win every ball game when he's in the 70s, we're not asking 80s. We're not asking 90s. 90s is elite. These people asking for elite and talking about godlike to cover up. He's like, he's got to play. I don't see the 90s. Where are these 90s coming from? They're not there. There's a lot of 70s. We've got too many in the 60s, too many in the 50s. We started out the year in the 40s. And I'm comfortable saying that because I know Joe Burrow is a 90s every game guy. Yeah. He's just got to be healthy for a year and have an off season.
All right, Chris says, I hear what you're saying, Cap, about short passes. I'm in an argument with you. However, that makes the clock management that much more worse when on offense. If the short passes is incomplete, the clock stops. Please discuss.
If we would have let the clock run more than we did, we'd have less than 41 on offense. So, and I get it. Anybody that's talking, I had a good conversation with one of your buddies, Savage Santori, talking about the possibility of are we trying to combine philosophies from the LA Rams and LSU? I do know Joe Burrow's influence on what we do is huge. Mm-hmm. I've seen people on Twitter, I'm thinking of a name, I'm not going to say it, who basically said, like, the players hate Zach, and there've had to be fights where they're trying to make him change because his play calls are terrible. That doesn't happen. It's all false. But the thing is, the feedback that they get feedback from Chase. They get feedback from Burrow. All these people who try to say, they preface, Zach Taylor's a great guy, but so you're telling me he's a great guy, except for the fact that for some reason he's a dictator in the film room and refuses to listen to anybody, and it's his way or the highway. That's not a great person. That's a psychopath. That's a sociopath. That's somebody who's got issues. That's Dexter. Okay, you're saying he's Dexter with a secret life behind when cameras are off of this maniacal, crazed, angry. No, He's either a nice guy or he's not. If he's a nice guy and he's open, he's at the press box, or at pressers admitting fault on things. And that's not just you, Chris. I realize I went on this after you said that, but he said a lot of coach stuff. But if you listen, if we had a problem constantly only getting 40 plays off on offense and constantly only getting 2 yards a carry and then I would say, you know what? You can say all you want. Something's wrong with the scheme. Something's broken. We need to fix it. That's not really what's going on. It was just a dumb, ugly game against a good defense.
Yeah. All right. Where was somebody saying?
Yeah, sorry. I went on a.
No, I had one. Nope, not that one. There's somebody put in there about playing the rookies, which is kind of like, I want to ask you guys, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I think Jordan Battle should play. Nothing against Joe Mixon, but you got to find out. You got to find out what you have with Chase Brown. You got to find that out. Yossi, Chuck, Sizzle. I think they should get some more playing time. What you guys saw? I mean, I'm not saying tank at all. I'm not, because I don't. People keep saying, "Oh, they just need to tank." They're not going to tank. All right, nobody on this team is going to quit. So get the whole tanking out of your mind. But moving forward, I think we have an opportunity to find out what we have in these guys, especially for me. And Chase Brown, I want to find out. Travion Williams, I'd like to find out. And nothing against Joe Mixon or anything, but I'd like to find out what these guys can do. Give them the ball. Let them run. Maybe they can do something else. I don't know. What do you think, Greg?
Like I think Joe Goodberry tweeted out the amount of snaps. Chase Brown, Yoshi had like 14. I think Sizzle had just only a couple. Chase Brown didn't have that many. Like you said, I want to see these guys who we know that are going to be here next year get some snaps. Because the more snaps you get, the more prepared you're going to be for next year. That doesn't mean tank or anything. I just want to get them more acclimated. That's all I say.
Yeah, I do have a question. Like Dave here says, zero carries. Why? I guess for Travion and for Chase Brown. Which, again, this is not Joe Mixon hate. This is not Joe Mixon hate at all. I just want to find out. I'm like, I'm not. I will always root for the Bengals. Okay. There's one time I did root against them because I wanted the number one pick. I wanted Joe Burrow. That's the only time I've ever rooted against them. I will not root against them this year. But I want to find out, and it's not tanking. I want to find out what we have in these guys. And now's the time to do it because you got to figure out what we're going to do future-wise. I mean, I hate to say it, but you got to figure out what the hell you're going to do in the draft. You can start, figuring out your holes, figure out what you got. And everybody keeps complaining about the running game. We need to find out the guys in the room we have. Are these the guys that we can use moving forward? Do we need to add to the room? That's to me, that's kind of a big question right now. I know everybody keeps saying run the ball. Well, you also need to find out who you can run the ball with besides Joe Mixon, because eventually Mixon is not going to be here. Eventually, however you want to put it. And this is no Mixon hate again, but you got to find out what these guys can do. You drafted Chase Brown in the 6th round. Find out what he can do. What do you got, Cap?
It's tough because they still want to win, and now Chase Brown, coach said today during the presser that they had some things planned for Chase Brown, but they didn't get to them. Of course, I don't understand. Like, I've never been a football coach, but I talk to people who have, and all that makes sense to them. And it makes sense to me. When you look at the plays, we as Bengals fans overall, not all of you, like everybody here listening live after the fact, all of your geniuses, I love y'all. Other fans.
I'm a genius? All right. Fine. So it thinks I'm a genius.
Other fans, for some reason, will watch the Bengals with this weird magnifying glass and notebook. But they'll have a blast watching every other team. They'll watch the Dolphins and not care that they haven't beaten a team with a winning record. I think still, all these issues these other teams have. I make jokes like, "Hey, why didn't Andy Reid just scheme them open when Denver beat them?" It's like execution is king. Like, we still need to execute, and if somebody said it in chat. Was it Augie? Yeah, the interception by Jake swung the whole narrative on the performance.
Yeah,
the way we win.
We did.
He misread it, And that might have been, we don't know. Was Chase Brown going to get in, on a little screen down there?
Who knows?
Well, now we're not going to know.
Hold on. On that note, Greg's got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I do.
All right, Greg.
Y'all take care. Good day.
I was just going to kick him out.
Yeah.
He's got to go get ready for it.
But yeah, Chase Brown, there were going to be opportunities. Now, I would love to see. I'm a Travion stand. I love Joe Mixon. I'm always wearing 28. Oh, well, almost always. I'm trying to wear more players' jerseys this year to show. It's like
I'm 28 too. But
Ted Karras is such a great guy, and I'm not going to buy his jersey. Like, all right. So I've done better that year, but I wear Mixon more. I'm going to have Mixon on, in Jacksonville. But with that said, like, I think Travion's capable. And
you're getting his first touchdown ball too. So.
No, well, if we're the best case, I'll hold it and look shocked for the cameras, and then I'm immediately giving somebody like, go take this to Travion.
Get back to him. All right, let's get to the chat blowing up here. We'll get to a couple of these things here. Any word on Wilson's injury? The only thing I heard,
he's fine.
Huh?
I apparently, like, he walked off.
Yeah, sprained ankle is all I know. I haven't heard anything else other than that. Have you?
No, I'm not worried about it right now.
Yeah, I'm
Dustin. Right. Roster just isn't good enough, which is wild to say. Stats alone show we're one of the worst teams in the league. Defense is so bad. I wouldn't say that we're one of the worst teams in the league because, you know what? Again, people can point to how play calling would magically fix the offensive line blocking. Like,
hold on, real quick. This season came down to injuries.
Yeah, exactly.
Injuries. We had Joe was hurt at the beginning of the season. Then T got hurt. Then now Joe's out for the rest of the season. That who else got
in
hurt?
defense of the people saying that we shouldn't be this bad, there's a little bit of a point there because it's weird that the people that hate Zach will say the most, like, oh, we should be able to win with this roster. They're the ones out there on the front line saying that we've got this elite roster everywhere. I don't think we ever thought that. I don't think most reasonable Bengals fans ever thought that.
I did. I thought we had elite talent. I'll tell you that. But if you keep getting guys,
we've got elite talent, but everywhere.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you keep getting your key guys injured, it makes your key guy Joe Burrow. What
I'm saying is,
hurt and then is out for the season.
You lose Joe with an offensive line that's being ranked 20s, high 20s. Mm-hmm. It's creeping into the 30s. That's rough. Like, it's going to hurt. Like, okay, Pat Mahomes got embarrassed when he had a rough offensive line. One of the few times he's ever had a rough offensive line in the Super Bowl. He got absolutely embarrassed, couldn't do anything, and that's Pat Mahomes. Yep. We lose Joe Burrow, and we've got a line that's maybe underperforming. And any offensive lineman watching this, I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is looking at the rankings, looking at what we're supposed to be doing, looking at people doing film analysis, wondering why this guy's here, why this guy's feet are extended, why this guy's on his back. Trust me, individually, these guys I think should be playing way better. Why they're not, I don't have an answer for. I don't know enough. But the point is, as a unit, we're getting pressure at the worst times. We're getting pressure too often. We're not seeing holes. Goodberry had a clip of maybe why part of the problem with Mixon is he's not trusting the offensive line because look at X, Y, and Z, and he showed a couple things.
He's never had a good offensive line. That's another thing too, is he's not used to actually having to look for the holes. Now, Anthony's question here: do you see any coaching changes this offseason? I don't want to come on here calling for people's jobs. That's not what I'm trying to do. But if there is one, I could see offensive line. That's about the only one I could possibly see if they want to do that. But again, you're talking about a coaching staff that 2 years ago we were in the Super Bowl, last year in the AFC Championship game. So when I say there's injuries and you have this many injuries to key players, is that coaching or is that injuries? Now, me and Maddie were discussing this earlier today. The third down blitz that TJ Watt was left wide open on, and Drew Sample either missed it or either way, he didn't get out there to block him. So either I don't know if that's coaching or is that Drew Sample screwing up. I don't know. People say it's coaching. I'm like,
Well,
but the
and
coach
I'm
isn't the
hoping
one out there doing it. So that's right. I'm like, I don't know if it is or not.
I'm hoping Kasky talks about that because Santori did. We had a discussion. He's like, you mean to tell me that Drew Sample has had the responsibility to block TJ Watt? How many games? He's done it, and he's done it repeatedly across how many games that he's just going to decide to look the other way and not even put a hand up.
Right.
He's like, that looks like miscommunication to me.
Yeah.
Somebody
missed
and
something.
I don't care what or why, but I just feel like you can point to something wrong differently in every game.
Right.
And I think you're right. I think if there's going to be a change made, it's going to be offensive line, and I think it's going to heavily depend on who might be available. If something happens, somebody's available.
I'll put it this way. So I know this. Well, I won't say I know this for a fact, but I read this when Zach first got here that they wanted not Brian Callahan. What's his dad's name in Cleveland?
Callahan. Does it say Callahan?
Yeah, Callahan, his dad. I cannot remember his first name.
Yeah,
they
blanking.
wanted him originally, but Cleveland
Bill?
wouldn't let him out of his contract. So I know I'm 99% sure that was the original offensive line coach that Zach. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And he's been doing Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
And he's been doing great things in Cleveland.
Yeah.
You know,
so I mean, will they get him? I doubt it, but I mean, I know that's who they wanted originally. So
now I've seen people say that no, it's not. Again, you know, the extremists on the Zach hate spectrum saying like, no, it has nothing to do with Frank. They're actively blocking his request to get better talent on the offensive line. I'm like,
mind thinks that.
Yeah, there are some wild takes on social media.
Yeah.
Now I can tell you that Jackson Carman was. We all know now. We all know the story that Paul Alexander sold him heavily.
Yep.
And Mike Brown liked him a lot because he's a local guy.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that kind of stuff. And I'm not talking. I don't care about the player. You know, Sam Hubbard, local guy, grew up a Bengals fan, hard worker, high motor, showed, you know, he captained, like it checks all the boxes, and we see it. Mm-hmm. We need to stop drafting just because somebody's a local guy.
Yes.
Yes.
Which I want to hear. I think that's what we did with forever when we not drafting. I'll talk coaching hires. We did it forever in the 90s. You know, well, this guy is a Bengal coach, or he's Bengal. You know, we kept saying Bengalized, and finally we went out of that. We hired Barbara Lewis and now Zach Taylor. I agree with that. I think we kind of need to get out of that. Oh, he's a local guy, or he's an Ohio State guy because Mike Brown's a big Ohio State fan. We need to draft these guys. I do agree with that. Where they need to get out of that is it's a local guy. They need to come here. You know, so if they fit, I don't care where they come from. You know, I mean, I'll take them. You know, so
I'm a big fan of RAS. So I don't post a lot about the data. But I mean, I play with data a lot professionally. So I'm a huge fan of RAS. I think that's the easiest way to find gems. You give me a great relative athletic score along with a great family, captain of the football team, high motor. I realize that's cliche, but you get somebody who fourth quarter, they've been on the field all game and they find that extra gear to keep pushing. They don't quit. Maybe he's from a smaller school and you know, nobody knows that he's going to be a mid-round guy. I'm picking him.
The chair here says they abandoned that because they didn't take Myers. It could be true, but I don't think they didn't take any tight end. I don't think they were taking a tight end. You know, now I'm hoping this year if we get a bit high enough draft, maybe we'll get Bowers out of Georgia. Now, just to clarify what I was saying, because somebody put in the chat, thank you for that, saying Callahan signed an extension. I wasn't saying the Bengals need to go after him. I'm just saying that's for me because that's the one coach, Frank Callahan, that position has changed during Zach Taylor era. That's the one that I'm not calling for his job or anything. I'm just saying that's the one. If they're going to change one, that's the one I could see them possibly changing.
Yeah,
I don't think Lou's leaving. I hate to say this, but yeah, I'd be down for getting Zimmer back, but it's a totally different scheme though. That's why I don't know if it would work.
Yeah, I don't see. I think we're this. I think we're good enough because again, Burrow healthy. Throw the T injuries. Throw a Cam Taylor, Brett. Throw all these various injuries that are kind of brutal, but are on the so injuries matter. People who say, "Oh, every team's injured." Every team is injured to varying degrees.
Yeah,
and the teams that are the most injured every year basically don't make the playoffs. The teams that are the healthiest.
Look at the Ratbirds. The Ratbirds have been injured. This is the first year in like 3 years that they're not injured. And look how good they're doing.
And they're also, they've been a little lucky.
You've been injured, huh?
Yeah, they've been a little lucky too. Like, the refs have helped a couple of those wins, and there's some timely. Yeah, they played Joe when he was hurt. He was on one leg. Otherwise, they lose that one.
Right.
So, but yeah, absolutely. Like if you look, who is it? I can't even remember. Football Outsiders has their injury statistics, and if you're in the top 10 in health, most of those teams make the playoffs. So forget.
We have been 2 years. I
forget the quality of the team.
But he didn't miss a game.
And even then, we've been like upper the I can't even remember. We'll have to look it up. We'll talk about that another time. But if you look at the rankings, the Bengals weren't even the healthiest team the past couple of years. They were healthy enough. This year, we're probably not the worst, but we're over that middle line into bad territory of impact.
We also had Joe Burrow every freaking game. I'm going to say that till I'm blue in the face, because I said this when everybody kept arguing with me about a backup quarterback. If Joe Burrow is not there, it doesn't freaking matter. If he's done for the year, he's done for the year. Now Chandler had one here. I wanted to get your opinion on here. Here it is. Where'd it go? He had on. Oh, there it is. Now see, O-line, fixed draft or free agent. I don't think. Okay, I'll say free agent because I think they're going to re-sign Jonah, or they should re-sign Jonah. They're not drafting. I don't think they're. Say what you want about the offensive line. I think they're good players. Our tackles are fine. Interior.
We've got talent there.
We got talent there. They need to play better. And look, if you have all the same guys coming back for the back-to-back years, that is huge. It is. And like I said, Dave Lapp has forgot more about offensive line play than I have. But if he said this multiple times, if you have the same guys in there year after year after year after year, all they're going to do is get better. So that's where I honestly, now if they don't sign Jonah, then yes, we're going to have to figure out something with the right tackle. I don't know what that is, and I really don't want to start thinking about that right now. But we're not going to have to, I guess, unfortunately. But what's your thoughts on the O-line there, Cap?
I am really nervous. So I think a lot of Duke. You look at some of these drafts we've just knocked out of the park. It's been phenomenal. I don't know what is going on with our O-line evaluation. And just like people saying like, oh, we only ran the ball 8 times, but you've got to look at why.
Mm-hmm.
Go
watch. I'm trying not so hard to say. Go watch yesterday's game. Go watch Joe Mixon. Watch him. Look where the holes are at, and look where Joe goes. I'm just gonna put it that way because it's killing me here. I'm not trying to say something wrong.
Well, okay. I see everybody wanted Dwan Jones, and I feel like that was some OSU bias in that, and he's apparently playing well.
Yeah, we don't need a tackle. We signed Orlando Brown and we moved Jonah to the right tackle, so that's why.
Right, and he also fell. He was, around, but at the same time, it's like, I He might have been. I think he had a good RAS score. I think that might have been a miss. But I mean, it's easy for me to say hindsight. But you're right. When you look at the situation, what did we need? Where did we need it? Like, I just feel like so many teams. It's not so many teams. There are a few teams. You know, the old Ravens felt like that team. They were always just restocking year after year after year. Now they've had like a desert of wide receiver. They kept missing and missing and missing and missing. Maybe they've got something to say. You know, we'll see. But now, who knows what else might fall apart? I feel like we've been that way with offensive line talent. Like it just seems like where's that? Where's Whitworth? Where's a later round Whitworth?
Mm-hmm. We haven't had that.
Exact. Give us you're not asking for much, Hall of Fame, tackle. Like what? I get that, but it pains me that people are questioning Volson, and we've had the film review and seen stuff we've seen with Volson. It kills me that we've had some games where people were questioning Kappa.
Kappa's pretty good.
Overall, but then there were some that crept up, and then Orlando Brown Jr. We got Chiefs fans. Like it seems like after every game, like, oh, told you so, told you. Of course they're trolling, but it's like, how about like no one does that about our wide receivers. Nobody says anything about our wide receivers. There's no ranking. There's no analytics. There's nothing that just bashes our wide receivers. I want that for our offensive line. I don't care how it has to happen. I feel like draft is the way to do it, but it makes me nervous. Are we going to make the right choice?
All right, I got to say something here. Dallas here. I love Dallas. He's in the Army. He's been a viewer here for a long time. Said Mixon only got 8 rushes. Oh, how does a running back only get 8 rushes? That's insane. You get 8 rushes when you're not gaining any yards. That's and that's where I want to find out what Travion can do. I want to find out what Chase Brown can do. You actually have to gain yardage when you're running. You can't just run it 3 times and go nowhere.
Look,
it's just
you know what so everybody. I'm pull up Pro Football Reference. Like I say everything. Even as a cybersecurity expert, that's actually my title. I didn't make that up. I tell people all the time, like, I'm not smart, I'm not special, I read. You just got to know where to look. So what I'm doing here is I'm literally pulling up Pro Football Reference, click on scores along the top, go to final, the link that says final beside Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, scroll all the way to the bottom, you've got the full play-by-play. And we've got Browning incomplete short left, Mixon right guard for 3 yards, Browning sacked. That sack hurt, oof. So
that's probably one where he could have got rid of the ball.
That was a touchdown to Yoshi. Mm-hmm. That was a touchdown to Yoshi.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's like, okay, we've got a short pass and a run in the first 2 plays. Okay, Eagles' success started in the trenches. Yeah, I like all the newfangled stuff in the NFL, but man, the trenches, the big uglies is kind of where it's at. The next drive, Browning pass complete short middle, 11 yards, great. Joe Mixon right guard 2 yards, Joe Mixon right guard 3 yards, and then guess what? Penalty on Tyler Boyd for a false start. Mm-hmm. We're not. We might have ran on 3rd and 5. We're not running on 3rd and 10. And then of course, short pass, whatever. Next one, Jake Browning, pass complete, short right, short middle, short left to Joe Mixon, and then touchdown. There we go. And that was all Travion Williams. Mm-hmm. So our most successful drive, short pass right, short pass middle, short pass left, short pass left. That's kind of what the coaches were seeing. That you start to see, okay, if the Steelers are going to play defense to completely shut down your run, you're not going to run into them. Now, there are teams that will, and I think I can't remember some of the games yesterday, but I remember an announcer saying that if you've got a kick-ass offensive line and a running – oh, yeah, it was a Chargers game. Eckler was literally – they were running into the teeth of the defense at times, and Eckler was dragging dudes.
Right.
You know, he gets hit, and he drags him for another 3 yards. I'll take that. If we're doing that, I'm running the ball all the time.
Right.
I'm not seeing that right now. You know, like you said, Jeff, I'm not seeing someone running through arm tackles. I'm not seeing anybody dragging anybody. You know
what I'm saying.
Whatever it is, I'm not seeing it.
However you want to interpret that.
Next one. Well, Mixon left guard for 4 yards. Jake Browning pass complete short right. Unfortunately, only for 1 yard. But then 3rd and 5, we get sacked.
And the thing is, people like throw it deep. I agree. There were multiple times where Yoshi was open,
they were
Chase
there.
was open, and
Play
he didn't throw it.
designs had guys open deep, wide open for touchdowns.
I saw it. I'm like,
at least,
and he didn't throw it. I mean, that's where I'm like, is that? And that's where it comes down to me: is that the coaches, or is that the player not throwing the damn ball? You know, I mean, that's where I don't have the answer, is what I'm telling you. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm blaming all of them. You know, it's everybody's fault. When you lose like this, it's everybody's fault. It's not, and that's what drives you nuts about social media and just sports fans in general sometimes, that you're not playing, but you're like, oh, you got to do this. Really? Oh, that's going to magically fix it. Okay. No, it's football. It's the most team-oriented sport ever, which means everybody on the field's got to be doing what they're supposed to be doing at the same time. The coaches have to be doing it, making good play calls and everything. The referees have got to get their head out of their ass and make good plays. Everything has to go right at the same time, all the time. That's what has to happen. You know, that's where it's like, it's not an easy fix. It's not where you just go, we go do this, and it's all fixed, and it's all roses, and we go win the Super Bowl. If it was that damn easy, we would have won a Super Bowl 2 years ago when we were in the damn thing. You know?
Yep. So I'll get off the Pro Football Reference, but there's a lot of that. And then you can see maybe we could have sprinkled in a run here and there. But, Joe Mixon.
The thing is, we haven't consistently gained stuff. That's the problem. Everybody keeps saying run the ball. You got to actually gain yards to run the ball. I'll do this and I'll be done with it. Third quarter, perfect example. Mixon right tackle for 1 yard. Mm-hmm.
Browning passing complete short right. Pass complete short middle. Jake Browning scrambles for 6. Mixon right guard for 1 yard. 2 more Jake Browning passes.
What do you mean steps to do what, Ken?
Mixon right guard for another 1 yard. So 3 runs, 3 yards total on that drive, and then Jake Browning throws the pick. Otherwise, there would have been more runs because we were at the pit 18.
It just everybody keeps saying you need more snaps. Okay, run it 3 times and go out faster. I mean, that's what that is. If you're not gaining yardage, if it's not working, all right, if you bang your head against the wall over and over and over again, the wall's probably not moving. If you keep running the ball over and over and over again and you're not going anywhere, it's probably not going to fix it. It's not needing snaps. It's
Dustin calls out, discussions have come up about coaching because there are too many inconsistencies across the board. Inconsistencies are sign of coaching gap, just saying. That's not a one-to-one relationship all the time, but we haven't seen we went to the AFC Championship game, and honestly, we're a couple of calls or one single healthy offensive lineman away from going back to the Super Bowl. We would have been back to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row with a subpar offensive line. That's honestly, if anything, that's some amazing coaching, because you can still get a quarterback killed. Mm-hmm. They game planned around it as much as they could. The inconsistencies we're talking about right now, it might be positional. It might be an offensive line coach inconsistent. It might be whatever. But the big thing is, like Jeff said, it's injuries more than anything this year.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I mean, and unfortunately, we kind of knew it was going to happen here. Now, Chandler, let me get back at the Chandler's comment here. Okay, here you go. It says, Cap, we need an NFL version of the umpire.
There is one somewhere.
Is there?
Yeah, there's an account on Twitter that does something. I don't know how active they are. I had a website for a while. It was just too much work. But yeah, the refs are BS. We know it. We're not going to get those calls.
Exactly. All right. What you got? One more here. Chandler, if Mixon was 30 yards on 15 attempts, people would be complaining we shouldn't have ran it that much. Yeah, and that's kind of what Cap was saying at the beginning of the show here. Is before it was like everyone's like, let Joe cook, which I forgot. I honestly forgot that until you said
I remember all of it. It torments me. All of the flip-flopping throughout the same period of time, I remember it all.
Watson Graves, thanks for the $5 super chat. It's like Tom Brady says, coaching and development.
For some position groups, but overall, execution. And we actually see that in New England right now.
Yeah,
it's the same coaches.
Yeah,
it's the same philosophy.
Same coaches, same philosophy that took us to back-to-back AFC North champions and to the Super Bowl. It's same. God, if Joe Burrow doesn't get hurt, it's fucking different.
If Joe Burrow doesn't get hurt, we went like we should have beat the Texans. That was just an ugly game. You drop a touchdown. Some weird throws. Again, Joe Burrow, did he hit the 70 PFF grade that I'm always? No, it was under 70. It was in the 60s. Not good. Not good enough.
All right, Dusty here. So, question for both of you. If we don't show any improvement down the stretch, does your opinion on the coaching change? There has to be an ability for coaching to adapt to what is happening.
No, not for me. Number one, because I'm going to root for wins. I'm going to cheer for wins. I'm going to hope for wins. My head knows that a better draft position is just a cheat code.
Mm-hmm.
You give up, we lose out for whatever reason.
Look at it this way. Burrow got hurt with his knee. Who do we get?
Chase.
We don't make the playoffs this year, which doesn't look like we're going to. We get a high draft pick. Maybe we get Blake Bowers, and it goes even better. So no, like I said, the only coaching change that I could possibly see is the offensive line coach, and I'm not calling for it at all. Because the Bengals don't. Mike Brown doesn't do that. Two, it's an injury-filled season. Did it go the way we wanted? Has it gone the way we wanted? No. But that's not the Bengal way to and that's not championship football. All right, you guys want to be the Carolina Panthers? They had a new owner, and he's on his sixth different head coach. I don't want that. I mean, I understand Carolina's 1-15, but God, you should at least give the guy you gave the number, traded up.
It takes more time to build your roster.
Yeah, you should give him more time. You traded up to go get the number one pick, and I know they're 1-15, but you didn't even give him a full season. So, no, I don't see any major change unless people leave, unless Lou or Brian Callahan or one of those guys leave.
Yep. Brian Gill, really good question. I love it because everybody talks about it, and we're not going to have an answer here. But someone tell me who calls the plays for the offense, and that's going to be mostly Zach, but a little like they do a group thing where
Mitchell even gets in it.
Callahan's in his ear. There's communication, but I think that what people need to remember is they all get together. They have come up with this together and included Joe. So a lot of
Brad here says Zach calls the plays. All right, so
it's not 100%.
I was like, do you think Zach goes, nah, fuck that, we're not doing this. We're doing what I want to say, what I want to do. There's no way. I don't know Zach Taylor personally, but there's no way he does that. That's not. Zach Taylor doesn't do that. So he technically has the, I guess, final say so, but it's a group thing that they all discuss and try to figure it out. So no.
Yeah, and the big thing for me is it's you want to talk about play calling. The third play of the game, we had Yoshi running a beautiful play design, wide open, should have been a touchdown. We had Jamar Chase wide open later, should have been a touchdown. We were driving down the field, quarterback made the wrong read. People talk like, well, why not make it easier? Like, if it was that easy, that you just said, you know what, we're going to make it super easy for Jake Browning so he just completes all his passes, we'd win a Lombardi every year. You know, all the offensive geniuses that people talk about, we wish we had an Andy Reid, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They got beat by Denver. They were one of the first ones, and Denver wasn't what Denver is now, and I don't know that Denver still is. Like, they don't have an offense yet. I don't know if you're making fun or if you mean it, but yeah, I am a big execution guy because
I'm with you too. I mean, I'm agreeing with you.
You show me if you hate to play. I'm talking to you players. If you hate to play, if you hate the idea, you execute the hell out of it, so that when we go back to the film room, all of you can tell me I'm an idiot,
right? Because
everybody executed. No. You've got people running into each other, looking the other way, dropping touchdowns. Like, and this is not a thing that just happens under Zach, because we went to the Super Bowl and we're a bogus holding flag away from winning it all. And then, honestly, if they'd have called a couple of the flags against the Chiefs like they should have in the AFC Championship game, we'd have went back. We don't have that big of a problem. I would like to see more results from the offensive line. And if I want to just say ranking, just so I don't get beat up, because we're going to go play golf with them, and I hope they don't bring this up. Move up the rankings.
Bring it up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but move up the rankings, whatever that means. I want to see that, and I want to see better tackling and better run defense. But overall, we've been fine. Like, the coaches could get this done overall.
All right, on that note, it is 6:30. I want to get the heck out of here. Anything you want to, final parting words?
Well, Brad, throughout what he was saying, it was Zach transmit to Joe, not that there's Zach. Yes,
that's why I gave a thumbs up while you're talking
the communication. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't want Brad thinking like, I was roasting him or something. And no, he's 100% correct like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. You know what? I'll weirdly say, hey, if you all need any tickets, I don't know if you've seen the day I've had on Twitter, but it's been kind of rough. But we've got 11 extra tickets, and 99% of the time they go to Bengals fans. And
how much money are you making on these tickets, by the way? I mean, I know you're just rolling in it, right?
Hey, if anybody needs me to, and I got to pull up like Ticketmaster account, I'll show, but I keep it in a spreadsheet, because when you have 13 seats and all those games and people tallied where and who owes what, I don't collect money up front. Friends and people need something, like, oh, okay, I'll put your name down, and then I'll say, give you time to pay. Like, I'm super chill, which burnt me for the Steelers game, because then everybody backed out. And I'm not going to call names, but it screwed me. Yeah. They should have done the right thing and went ahead and paid.
Paid you?
Yeah, whatever. But for you all, like, I kind of sort of feel like I got roasted a little bit, because we've got so many tickets. We bought the PSL licenses. We paid the additional fee back from fans. So every seat we got from another fan. We purchased from them when everyone was giving up on the team. Mm-hmm. And I've read where people had to give up tickets recently and blah, blah, blah. Now they hate to have to wait. Like, that's kind of what happens when the team's doing well. And no one wants to pay the PSL fees to me, thousands of dollars to buy tickets off of me. So what I do is, hey, you want face value tickets? Let me know. I can't help everybody out, but if I get a message and I can help you, I will respond.
If you do, please pay the man. Don't back out. Please do.
Yeah.
That would be nice. All right, Cap. Well, you'll be on tomorrow. So just to let everybody know, I should have said this beginning. Corey
Dillon, miss you, buddy.
Yeah, Corey had a doctor's appointment today. He will be back on the show tomorrow with me, Angelo Dawkins, WWE superstar. This guy right here, Cap's going to join us. So we will have Corey on tomorrow, which I need some Corey time. I miss the dude. I want to go hang out with him. I wore my shirt and everything. So join us tomorrow. Cap, you have fun in Jacksonville, and I say it now. I think we're going to beat the Jaguars. That's just my opinion. We'll find out.
We'll see. Hey, let's just have some fun.
Yep, exactly. Enjoy what we have with the rest of the season, and
Yep.
let's go to the draft. And hey, next year, New Orleans, 2024. It's perfect. Perfect.
Super Bowl or bust.
And Uno in New Orleans, where they
The
started it all.
script.
Let's go. See you, Cap. Who day?
Hooray.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Thank you for all the comments and everything. I appreciate you guys. And trust me, I don't take anything I say seriously. I am not upset with any of you guys. I'm not upset with anybody who tweets me out or anything. I know I've been called an idiot and a moron and a homer and all the other stuff. It's cool. Whatever. I mean, I know everybody's upset and pissed off, and I am too. Trust me, yesterday I was depressed. I went home and I was like, this sucks. And I put it out on Twitter, and I don't think I tweeted anything else after that. It sucks. This absolutely freaking sucks. It's kind of like why I said make sure you enjoy the runs we've had the last 2 years, because you never know when it's going to end. And I'm not saying it's over this year. Yeah, it's over. But hey, that's football, man. It just like Joe says, it's football. Injuries happen. It happened. It sucked. What are you going to do about it? Me, I choose to go on being a Bengals fan, go on being a Cincinnati fan. I got FC Cincinnati, who is 2 wins away from winning this whole damn thing. I am not a huge soccer fan. I am trying to pay attention to it. I know next Saturday I will probably be watching the game. So you got that. You got Bearcat basketball. Get ready to start. They're playing tomorrow night. So there's other things going on in the world. You got Christmas. You got your family. That's more important than any of this crap anyway. Always remember that. Your family is way more important than any of this stupid stuff that we talk about. It's sports. It's football. It's supposed to be fun. All right? I'm on here trying to have fun. Don't take it seriously. Anyway, let's get to the Facebook groups that let me live stream. And I appreciate every single one of them. They are Houday Nation, Houday Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, Radical Reds, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar. And then you can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trinopole. TikTok or Twitter X, whatever. TikTok is at Iceman90. The rest of it is all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'll be pulling this off later on tonight, put it on the podcast. It's on BeanPod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure to rate, like, and review. Right now, I've got 28 people watching me. I got 9 likes. I had 47 at one point. Please punch those thumbs up. I would appreciate it. YouTubers are at 2,436 subscribers. As always, again, I appreciate every single one of you guys. I hope the views and everything still keep going up. I still going to talk Bengals. We are going to get into Bearcats basketball here. We'll be rolling into some Reds talk as well. Hopefully they do something this offseason. Sonny Gray signed with the St. Louis Cardinals, the Tweety Birds, which sucks. I was kind of hoping we would sign out. Apparently, according to Jeff Passan, the Reds were in on it. But I guess something happened and he decided to go with St. Louis instead of the Reds. I don't know why. Anyway, yes, Augie, no more punching walls. Yes, don't punch walls. Yes, Paul, it sucks. It effing sucks. I agree with you. It sucks terribly. But there's next year. Always next year. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow. Like I said, we had Corey on Cap, and Angelo Dawkins, WWE superstar. Ready? Other than that, that's just sports, baby. See ya!
I'm from the city where they gotta play up.
Yeah.
I'm from the city where they gotta play up.
I don't.
Coin flip, it's time to pay up.
Hey,
I'm from the city where they gotta play up.
they still
I'm from the city
gotta
where they gotta
play
play up.
us,
I'm
man.
from the city where they gotta play up. Coin flip, it's time to pay up.
Go. Started out with who they done got me started. Call Katie, tell him make room for the Lamborghini. I trust 27 to lead us through any battle. We had DK out there press. You seen how we did Seattle? Went down 1-3 and then we hop back on that saddle. Everybody want T, but you can't have him cause we got a lethal 9 on the side and he gon' always red dot him. 29 got him on lockdown. This Taylor Britt Ollie. You know Jamar probably open. That boy 7-11. Who your best cornerback? Cause my receivers gon' shred him. And y'all don't wanna go one-on-one with Lou's playbook. 91 step on that field, them quarterbacks look shook. A couple weeks went by and we done stacked us up some wins. Craig Logan still with us, still the turnover twin. Uzier and man to man, you probably shouldn't throw at him. Orlando Brown came to town, showed us what a bodyguard is. I don't think they want no smoke with us. Forever standing on business, this ain't no joke for us. Money Mackey line it up, that boy forever clutch. Put up whoever you want, it's never slow for us. Ain't nothing changed, 21 still lurking in the cut. 83 reasons why they can't with us. Zach Taylor, top dog, it's always win or bust. Hand the ball to Chase Brown, probably won't get touched. Chuck sizzle back deep to receive the punt. Probably gon' run it back, I feel like he the one. Doing my shuffle on him still, I feel like Icky Woods. Whole line protecting Joe like a tiger should. Imagine having Trent Irwin as your fourth string. If VJ Hill hit you, you feel what that force bring. 1, 2, 3, nah, we need 4 rings. This the jungle, you can't come in here and pull strings. Look close, look how DJ read that offense. Send Hubbard and Osai, yeah, we all in. Nick Scott ball hawking overwatching. Dax Hill an interception that look flawless. It's really hard to lose when K. Adams rooting for you. If you need a couple yards, Earth gon' get it for you. We got Tanner Hudson now, Sample still too. Yoshi gon' go get that ball just like a dog do. Already knew they had the players for this part two. I'm from the city where they gotta. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. It's time to pay up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. I'm from the city where they gotta. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. It's time to pay up. Who they?